Earlier today, our 120 Sports MLB analyst Steve Phillips talked extensively about the death of Yordano Ventura, the Royals' 25-year-old pitcher. You can check out that full conversation on demand. Ventura died in a car accident in the Dominican Republic. Dylan, certainly a tough situation for the whole organization, but how do you think the Royals try to move forward without Ventura, who was a key piece of that starting rotation?
Oh, man, it's extra tough. Look, obviously, just from a human perspective, this is just something you're so ill prepared for that I think the only way to deal with it and to cope on a human level is to turn inward from an organization, spend time with one another, and tell stories, that kind of stuff. The way anyone deals with death when it comes so unexpectedly to someone so young. From a roster perspective, which is so hard. You have the emotional side of coping and grieving. And then, just like with Oscar Taveras, just like with Jose Fernandez, you still got games to play. You're still a professional baseball organization. You still have to figure out a way to adjust from a roster-wise. And it seems heartless to even think about that right now. But then eventually, that's something the Royals are going to have to do.
Spring training is not far away.
Right. It makes it extra tough because the Royals are a small market team. They're not someone that can just go and fix any problem, especially a problem that's covered with wrought with this much emotion, with just throwing money at it the way a Dodgers or a Yankees or a Red Sox can. So I think you're going to have to look at maybe some thrifty veteran options that are not, guys that are going to demand a big price tag. Maybe guys that were on the fence between retiring or not, and you can convince them to come back and help with a tough situation like this and be a Band-Aid both, with your starting rotation and to help with, some of the coping of it as well. I think that's why a veteran makes the most sense here. There's been a lot of talks and connections made of Jason Hamill. I know we threw up some Jason Hamill video there because that's a connection some people are making as a veteran guy who's been around a lot of clubhouses and has had some great success. If he could come over from the NL Central and go to the AL Central to join the Royals, it could make sense, and it's something that I think would be cost-effective because the Royals can't really afford to just, okay, let's do this, or that. It's going to have to be a creative solution to what happens, and the tough part is he was so young, just like Fernandez, just like Oscar Taveras. He was in the long-term plans
of the Royals,
of this organization.
Yep.
So it's not just how you fix it immediately, but, that's 20% of your starting rotation that you figured you could kind of just
set for many years. Yep.
For at least a handful of years. And that's now something that, from a general management standpoint, you've got to figure out on the fly with spring training and pitchers and catchers reporting right around the corner. And on top of all that, deal with the emotional grieving of losing someone and having no answer, nothing that's going to make you feel better about it. And that's where they're going to have to kind of turn inward and just try to grieve and deal with it as an organization, as friends, as brothers in arms that, are going to miss the hell out of them and not know how to deal with it, not have the right answers.
Hard to replace a guy that can bring the heat close to 100 miles per hour, pitch for the Royals when they won the World Series in 2015. Now the Royals will have to try to move on.